we figured out where the wobbler sprinkler heads aren't hitting. These wobbler sprinklers that we're using are the mid-angle and they have the lime colored nozzle, which tells you the diameter of the hole and how much water comes out and the flow and all that. These are set up or designed to provide, I believe, a 34-foot diameter pattern, foot and a half when they're set up, a foot and a half off the ground at 10 pounds of pressure. We're running 10 pounds, but we've got it set up in a way for a lower flow because we're only trying to get a 16-foot width here. And that's why we have 3 of them on this one side over here, which is more than you would typically have on a setup this size. But since we're going for the narrower pattern, we need more of them to get to the length of it. But also the way we got it set up, we've got little triangles where it's not getting any irrigation at all. The patterns aren't overlapping. What we're going to do today is we're going to fix that, and we're also going to upgrade the quick connects at the bottom of each one of them. I didn't have these when we set this up the first time, so while I'm going ahead and pulling this out, we're going to fix that or upgrade it and make it easier to make this a little more modular. And we're also going to do some weeding because you can see we've got some weeds coming up in the path. When we put this together, I had to use these barb fittings to attach to the supply line because that's what we had, so, or could get my hands on. So that with hose clamps. As you can see, it takes a tool to break it down, move it, do anything like that. But what we're switching to are these quick connects. No tool required, just do it with your hand. Hose slips on there, this tightens down, it's just a compression fitting, and we can move this thing around, take it down, move it into the tunnel, do whatever we need to, and if we forget to bring tools out with us, it's alright because we didn't need them.
Just slide over there, not quite. Moving on me. Yeah, that's rough. That would have slid fine, I think. It's just it was hitting over here. That was a good lift. Where you want it?
And so it's not a big deal if this leaks a little bit, these fittings, other than losing a little bit of pressure, maybe a little bit of flow. But I'm gonna go ahead and tape them and get them installed. I'm not going to use any kind of pipe dope or anything though. Did you know that Teflon tape isn't truly a sealant for threads? It's actually just a lubricant. But under this low pressure, it'll work as a sealant. Also makes it easier to put the fittings together. But if you're working with higher pressure, like full city water pressure or something like that, you definitely want to use some type of actual sealant. You can use tape with it, but not just tape, or you'll likely get a leak. Not every time, you get lucky, but you're more likely to get a leak. Here we go. Just a couple more to go. I got all 4 of the sprinkler risers upgraded to the quick connects and got the last one put together. So we're about ready to reinstall those at a different spacing. So this morning, church was a senior or graduation day. I guess you wouldn't, I don't know, what do you call that? Is it senior day?
Graduation Sunday?
Graduation Sunday. I have a name for it. So we're there honoring the graduates this year. Kind of got postponed with all of the cancellations of in-person stuff, but many of you know that our oldest graduated from high school this year. She's already been going to college part-time online for a number of years, and she's going to continue full-time this fall at college. So she was honored this morning, and she's actually blessed with a lot of cards and gifts and stuff. So that was kind of neat, and it kind of reminded me, we had some comments of people that know kind of that she's graduated or was graduating. Wished her well with that and asked ways to send her a card or something like that. And I guess what I'd say is in the comment or in the description below be our P.O. box. So if any of y'all that know Emma or know or whatever, just want to send her a card or whatever, that'd be the address to use. So I never really mentioned that, talked about
mentioned
it.
her graduating.
Yeah.
Moving on with life.
Probably talked about more in the lives, but in the videos here we hadn't talked about. So that's come and gone now in the graduation, since
Yes.
we haven't been doing lives. We hadn't talked about that, but just want to let those people that are asking know that P.O. box, that'd be a good place to send whatever you want, card or whatever you want to send her.
Here. Kind of sad, but only 5 of them took. So.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yep, it can go. Yeah. So we might be able to leave the 5 corn that germinated
Maybe.
and just plant what we're going to plant. Oh, I almost said it. I almost slipped. So in 2 videos ago? 1, 2?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Anyways, a video or 2 ago, we asked you all to comment what you wanted to see us plant where this corn didn't germinate. So we got a lot of comments. We haven't planted yet, so go back and check that video. That was the onion video. The year's worth of onions for 50 cents. And if you don't believe me, go look at the description of that one and you'll see the math, I think. But anyways, go back there, watch that video if you haven't seen it, and leave a comment what you want to see us plant right here in this 15-foot. I think we might even leave this little bit of sweet corn.
We might.
So-
We should. They're growing.
So I think I know what we're going to plant, because there's been a pretty good trend on that. But you know, we haven't done it yet, so it could always change. So we welcome more comments. But what we're thinking would go very well there. So, all right. A year's worth of onions for 50 cents. Hit pause on this one, go watch that one, leave a comment, come back right here. We had been doing real good about getting out here once a week and cultivating these paths and beds. but we kind of let it get away from us over the last, what, 2-3 weeks
Yeah.
because of harvest and canning and everything else.
I'm busy.
So that's probably one of the only downsides I would say to the overhead sprinklers is it waters everything. So, you know, where drip just waters the beds, the overhead does water the paths and walkways also, so it promotes grass and weed growth in the paths also. But you know, some of the things we're growing need the overhead, so any chance we get to add drip to some of these beds, I think we'll probably set that up, but I don't know, not yet.
It's actually good that I'm getting a lot of dirt. It's smoothing out the walkway.
Alright, so don't let her fool you. She doesn't do all the work. I just put that one on, or put this one on there and installed it, but there's a bedrock really shallow right there. So that one has a shorter stake on it. The sprinkler was way up off the ground. So she had never taken one of those apart, put it back together, so I was letting her do it. And of course I'm recording her working, not me. She didn't record me working. She don't want y'all to know I work.
Good.
Yeah, see, that one will go all the way down in. This one, about 2 inches too long. All right, we need to measure how far this sprinkler is from the end of the bed, and then we'll go to the other end, come in that far, and then we'll just, since we're adding one in between, we're gonna have 2 in between. We'll see how far it is. Huh?
I said just split it.
Nope, because that's what it was.
No, split the difference between.
Exactly, that's how it was. We won't split the difference. We'll divide it into thirds, because the sprinkler's at a third and the other one's at a third. Well, split means 2.
Okay. Does it?
Hey, I'll split a bowl of ice cream with you. I get 2/3, you get a third.
It's fine.
That's not splitting.
That's fine. I stay slimmer. All the way down?
Nope,
Or no?
just to that riser. Go to the ground. Basically 8 foot. It's like 8'2" or something.
Okay.
There you go. Want it? Alright, so it's 50 foot. Got 8 foot on both ends. That's 16 foot. 50 minus 16, 34. 34 divided by 3. It's 11 1/3. So 11 foot 4 inches between all the rest of them. So that's what we're gonna do. I am. That's 22.8. So close enough. I know why, because they're a little over 8 foot. It's like 8'2" on each end.
There you go.
Right. So if you want to work on filling in the gaps with tubing, I'll cut a little piece off and make the cap stub to go on the far end, since I put a quick connect on that end also.
Okay. How far up there?
Just probably at least a 1/4 inch past the end of that ferrule. Yeah, so that'll probably work.
Yeah.
dirt. You lift it up out of the ground, tighten it, make it easier.
Oh, that's fine. I just moved the ground.
Just make sure you get good and tight. That's good.
Yeah.
All right, this is where we're going to have a music break with a little hip hop interlude, the heavy backbeat dance.
It's my time to ride.
Dance.
It's my time. It's my time to ride now.
That's the best you got. Dance like Casey. You got a rake.
Cheers to all the haters, cause you proved to me that rising to the top was my destiny.
Mom will.
From behind me, but I'm still fly. I'm still fly, I know. I'm still fly. I'm still fly. Let's go. It could all be worse. I could be a hater like you. It could all be worse. Clothes to make the man, but that poison's gonna kill you from the inside.
All right, so everything's put together. I've left the cap off of this end so that we can flush the line, since we had these kind of down around in the dirt. Liable got some dirt in the line, and I don't want that going up through the wobbler heads. So we'll flush this line out and finish cleaning up the paths and finish harvesting. Oh, and by the way, you might notice there's an airplane flying over. But now Angela bought me a new hat for Father's Day. Got me a nice Ariat hat. This video is not sponsored by Ariat, but I have been buying the same pair of Ariat boots every year for 16 years, and I wear them every day. So if Ariat wants to sponsor this video or all of our videos, we'd welcome them, because you know they got a lot of my money. Is that supposed to be dinner time or something else? Ha.
I'm gonna do it on the side. You went spitty.
I did not.
Yes, you did. I did this before.
You gotta press on your lips harder.
No, you let them vibrate.
I know, but
Like,
it just vibrates inside the tube. You got water coming out down there yet? Go watch for it.
Then I'm gonna get all wet. Are you warm?
It should be going out the end. It'll take it a minute.
It's gonna go everywhere.
If it is going out the end, then wouldn't it be going out these two?
Shouldn't be enough pressure to make it go up the risers and out.
Here it comes. Grab water.
So let it flush for a second. I don't want it muddy, but I want all the stuff washed out. All right, here you go. Put this on. Look up. Make sure there's no dirt in it. Strong, getting wet.
Trying to get out of the walkway.
Well, luckily, I don't think there's a spot where you can get out of the spray, so looks like we're getting a lot better overlap. We didn't get to where we're shooting any farther out of the garden, so that's good. We're not wasting much. But looks like we're getting all the way to the corners, so that's good. So So it can't exactly meet the specs of the sprinklers because of the way we've got it set up and trying to get just 16 feet wide instead of 34. So just adjust and adapt. And the sprinkler heads are $8 a piece. They're only $8. I mean, only $8. They're $8. But to add one more to have a more efficient watering, because there were areas that wasn't getting any water. So I think it's well worth it. And a couple bucks for sprinklers. And then I ordered a few extra of those fittings of the quick connects. So we're good to go. Now we can kind of make this thing a little more modular and just set it up however we need. So how's the cucumber harvest?
Busy.
You missed any lately?
A lot, I guess. They're huge. I swear, just 2 days ago they were tiny.
I don't think you can really tell how big they are.
They're huge.
Wow.
And those are picklers.
Those are
No,
picklers?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, because it doesn't have the black spines.
Sure they are. It's picklers that you missed.
No, they're not. They're slicers that I missed. They're still too big, but they're not picklers.
Mom.
They're on the wrong half. Right here at the transition, I think we mixed up some plants.
Yeah.
So we've got some
because
slicers on the pickler side, just right here at the where they cross over.
Yep.
So you got to look closely. The picklers, we'll show you the difference here
Here.
real quick.
There was one.
You got some down there on the ground. Okay, here we go. So the picklers have these black spines, and the slicers have white spines.
Clear-ish, greenish, whitish. What?
Maybe unnecessary.
So obviously we're getting a lot of cucumbers still. A lot.
I'm still fly, let's go. It could all be worse, I could be a hater like you. It could all be worse. Clothes to make the man, but that poison's gonna kill you. From the inside out, it's time.
Alright. Still getting lots of cucumbers. What are you doing over there?
Sorry, checking some messages.
Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to Adrian.
So-
Hi, Adrian.
So, I thought you were talking to Kira or somebody.
No,
Alright, well, what else we gotta do?
take a shower. I don't know.
I don't think, are we going to water today?
Probably
Watered
should.
yesterday.
Did we? No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. Watered Friday.
Because we had a party, and we
Yeah.
had to move the hose out of the way of the party.
Yep, so, I don't know. Check the soil a little bit and may need to turn the water on.
I think we
so,
do.
let's see what we got.
Yeah.
You gonna run through the sprinklers? I
I
knew you
am.
were. I could see it in your face.
They're working. That feels good. Getting a little wet. Get right between them, see if they're getting. Not quite an outdoor shower, but you know, it feels good.